I don't really know what that means, honestly, but I kind of, what does it mean? It sounds kind of intense, actually, like scary to me. And I'm scared a lot of the times. I realize that a lot of my fear is not just inside of me, it's connected, it's really, and the more I open my heart, the more I feel connected to the world, and the fear comes in. And then I connect with people, and the fear kind of like finds some kind of way to integrate with myself and with the people I'm with, so it becomes a power. You know, last time I was here, I talked about when I went down to Tijuana and with Rita and Jay, and we did all the stuff with the pancakes and everything. Just the amazing transformation for me, where I learned that through connecting with people that are facing so much like uncertainty and so much pain and so much disrespect, and I could go on, but I started. That was like the beginning of my schooling on opening my heart, and I realized that like it's a constant. The fear and the tears are like always there. They're always waiting for me. But this, the good news is that we're all connected, and the bad news is that we're all connected. Because we really feel it, we feel the future. I also believe that we feel the future of what we're leaving for our children, our grandchildren. As I open up my heart, I start to automatically act. That's how we do it. We do, because we don't know, nobody knows what's the best thing for each of us to do. We can't make a plan.
Gonna love everybody, everybody I see. Gonna love everybody even if they don't look like me. Gonna love everybody, everybody I see. Gonna love everybody even if they don't look like me. Gonna build the bridges, take down the walls. We're gonna build the bridges, not the walls, not the walls. Gonna build the bridges, take down the walls. Gonna build the bridges, not the walls. Gonna love everybody, everybody I see. Gonna love everybody even if they don't think like me. Gonna love everybody, everybody I see. Gonna love everybody even if they don't think like me. Gonna build bridges, break down the walls. Gonna build the bridges, not the walls, not the walls. Gonna build bridges, break down the walls. Gonna build the bridges, not the walls, not the walls. Gonna love everybody, everybody I see. Gonna love everybody if they don't love like me, love like me. Gonna love everybody, everybody I see. Gonna love everybody even if they don't love like me, love like me. All together. Gonna build the bridges, take down the walls. Gonna build the bridges, not the walls, not the walls. Gonna build the bridges, take down the walls. Gonna build the bridges, not the walls, not the walls. Gonna love everybody, everybody I see. Gonna love everybody even if they don't pray like me, pray like me. Gonna love everybody, everybody I see. Gonna love everybody even if they don't pray like me, pray like me. All together, gonna build the bridges. How you guys doing today? Take down the walls. We're leaving. We're gonna build the bridges, not the walls, not the walls. We're gonna build the bridges, take down the wall. We're gonna build the bridges, not the wall. We're gonna build the bridges.
Not necessarily the wall.
Not the wall. Not the wall. Woo! Thank you very much.
Now, this is my personal story. And what I learned from this story is that I need to tell stories. I need to tell these stories even if I don't know really what the story is. My heart is really trying to lead me all the time. And my heart opens up through music. And my feeling is that we are so close to opening our hearts of the world so that we can really become a functional society. I feel like there's this kind of, I call this music releases the knot of tyranny. And I don't really know what that means, honestly, but I kind of, what does it mean? It sounds kind of intense, actually, like scary to me. And I'm scared a lot of the times. I realize that a lot of my fear is not just inside of me, it's connected. It's really, and the more I open my heart, the more I feel connected to the world, and the fear comes in. And then I connect with people, and the fear kind of like finds some kind of way to integrate with myself and with the people I'm with, so it becomes a power. You know, last time I was here, I talked about when I went down to Tijuana and with Rita and Jay, and we did all the stuff with the pancakes and everything. Just the amazing transformation for me, where I learned that through connecting with people that are facing so much like uncertainty and so much pain and so much disrespect, and I could go on, but I started. That was like the beginning of my schooling on opening my heart, and I realized that like it's a constant. The fear and the tears are like always there. They're always waiting for me. But this, the good news is that we're all connected, and the bad news is that we're all connected. Because we really feel it, we feel the future. I also believe that we feel the future of what we're leaving for our children, our grandchildren. As I open up my heart, I start to automatically act. That's how we do it. We do, because we don't know, nobody knows what's the best thing for each of us to do. We can't make a blanket decision on how do we deal with this. Like, it's so personal. And that's my journey, is to get.
People come to see me when you're about to fall. They thought they would all kill you. You used to laugh about. Everybody think this pain now.
Okay. Wow, this is weird. All right. My siblings, to use a non, I don't know, can you hear me? Wow. Okay, let me make sure that everybody can be heard. Okay. Wow, that's loud on that. The piano is at this funny angle, and I was going to say something, and now I forget what I was going to say, but that is the nature of improvisation. Let's see, how do you work this thing? Okay. Is that good enough? Like, I want you to see what I'm playing, even though I think I'm mostly going to be talking today. Okay, that's too bad. That little angle there. I don't understand geometry very well when it comes to cameras. But we're just going to go with that because we don't want to take a lot of time. Okay, so I was just thinking, this about this elephant. Oh man, I'm afraid to adjust something here because it keeps crashing. But okay, so this elephant was at her shrink, and she was saying, okay, she was saying, I'm literally, like I'm standing. This is what the elephant was saying. I'm standing in the middle of the room, and it's like I feel completely unseen. Nobody, like, what do I have to do to be noticed? Is what the elephant is saying. And so what I want to say to the elephant while I'm playing the piano, and also I want to tell you people that this is a jam session. So I want you to play with me, okay? Because I had some feelings that I wanted to express. And I know that everybody has feelings. And so I want you to participate with me in expressing our feelings. And I'm doing some funny things like putting notes like right next to each other. Did you notice this? You start to see, the more you put notes right next to each other, you start to see how powerful those notes are when they're right next to each other. It's like people. So anyway, so I said to the elephant, I was going to tell the elephant, as if I was the shrink in talking to the elephant about that, and I'd say, you're in a room full of blind people. So even if you are seen, everyone's going to, experience you in a different way. And everyone's going to have a different idea of who you are based on the part of you that they're able to touch. So they're all going to be talking about you. And I'm sure they are talking about you, but it could be that you don't have ears, but you do have big ears, I know that. Anyway, so you know, as we describe things, as I describe things, I can't describe the whole thing, particularly when it comes to music. So I'm just telling you little pieces of it. And so this one of the elephants in the big room, in the living room, is this elephant about the privilege, and I call it the privilege of not having to play music. So it's something to look at. I've been in various places where most of the people play music. You know, I've been in places where most of the people are playing music, but I've been in more places where most of the people don't think that they can play music. And I'm finding that there's a connection with that, and it has to do with privilege. Have you ever noticed that the privileged classes often are the ones where they don't think that they have music? And I think that there's sort of like this sense that I don't have to play music. There's you know, when I've been with people where everybody is playing music, there's a sense of like, we really have no choice. With what we're dealing with, we have to sing, we have to feel it all from inside. So you know, and I was going to say, like, you know, well, I had made some notes because you know, as you know, I tend to ramble. So, like, we can't deny the part that race plays in music, like, you know. But I think that what I'm going to do is talk more about what we can do together to make this a place where everybody can coexist. And there's a certain responsibility. And as I'm talking, I'm finding it hard to talk. I see why it's hard to talk about it, talk about, it's so hard to talk about it. 'Cause my whole world is in it. My whole world is in it. See what I'm doing right now? I'm playing an A minor chord. About it, I realized that I didn't really have the whole plan worked out of what I was how I was going to resolve this. I started feeling that I was coming to a resolution. As I was thinking about this, I was eating my oatmeal. about my place in this world. And I was realizing why we don't talk about race. There's many reasons, but one of my reasons is a fear of being exposed. To see that, for my ignorance to be on display. So when I'm, if I was just talking like about this, without me playing music, there wouldn't be the long pauses. So as I'm playing right now, I'm finding my way. And I'm laughing at myself. So how do we swing back? How do we bring this back home? Where we all feel connected, Okay, so I want to just kind of bring it back to this thing about looking at the keyboard. Right now what I'm doing is I'm holding the sustain pedal down. See how that got resolved right there? Now I'm playing two notes that are an octave apart. Now I'm playing, they're a major seventh apart. Now they're a fifth apart. Now they're, either a diminished fifth. I think it's a diminished fifth technically. Some people might call it an augmented fourth. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is you keep playing, okay? Keep playing right now. And I'm going to refresh this screen. Okay, I think it's good that... Okay, Lena, okay, that's good. So I'm thinking oatmeal would be pretty good right now. Good for a song with a resolution. Love to ramble, JP. Okay. Wow, our pianos are in tune. People are jamming. So it's okay when we talk about race. We can play music at the same time. See, if you're playing, are you still playing? Oh, you stopped playing, right? Because right now, you could still say I'm in A minor. I'm staying with pretty much the white notes. So you could play anything you want. Like let's say my right hand was me and my left hand was you. So you're playing down. You're playing in A minor. Now I'm going to play in C major at the same time. So these are two people that are playing in the sandbox together. They might be different because they have different experiences. One of them is in a major key and the other's in a minor key. And one of them starts to go down closer to the other one. Now it's kind of dissonant. Now it's really dissonant, but so let's say, you could just be playing my left hand. That could be you right there. And my right hand threw my left hand off. Okay. Okay. We have two Lenas here. One Lena feels like the augmented fourth is very lovable. So I'm going to play that augmented fourth. I love the augmented fourth too. And if you play with the major scale, the Lydian scale. So if we play with just white notes, and we take one of those white notes and we move it up, we sharpen it to the F sharp. So you could play all day in that key. So I find that sometimes I have no choice but to play music. But that's just me. So I really have no place making a judgment about why other people don't want to play music. But I do feel that it's so central, man. So central to who we are that I want to question it. Why some people do and some people don't. And why I see patterns along lines of privilege. So everybody might have a different feeling and different experience of that. Right now what we're doing is exploring the key of white with one sharp in it. And that is the F sharp. So if we just were playing in the key of white, it would have like, if we spent our time around the B, have a very different sound. But then if we expanded the key of white to be with the F and move it up to the F sharp. So that what that makes it turns it into is a Phrygian. It's called the Phrygian. And it feels a little fridgy, right? So now I'm going to go back to taking that F sharp and moving it back to an F natural. But we're still having our focus be around this B, so it makes it really weird key. It's actually the Locrian key. And that has an augmented fourth. No, I'm sorry. This one actually is a diminished fifth because there's no F sharp. There's that, and then there's a perfect fourth. Okay, so I think I'm going to wrap this up. And know that, I went through some difficult times in this conversation. I think, it started with my, the program, it just kept crashing. I had to restart. But, anyway, talking about my privilege and how I fit into this world, it's never easy. And so I appreciate you people hanging in with me. So I'm going to go out with a song called I Ain't Gonna Let My Privilege Turn Me Around, Turn Me Around, Turn Me Around. Ain't gonna let my privilege turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching off the freedom line. Everybody ain't gonna let my privilege turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let my privilege turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching off the freedom land. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching off the freedom land. Okay, I just gotta say that I'm in the key of A minor. So when you're playing in the key of A minor, you often will play a G sharp, even though it's the relative minor of C major. So C major is pretty much just sticking with the white notes. Oh, someone asked, what is the perfect fourth? That's a really good question. So let's go back. We thought we were going to end this, but we're not, because we have to talk about the perfect fourth. So the reason, I'm not going to get into why it's called the perfect fourth, because in a way you could just say that it's just a fourth. It's a fourth, because but the thing is, there's no minor fourth. But the fourth is 1, 2, 3, 4. So anytime you count up from a note in a scale, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, because you have the 1, the 2, and the 3, and the 4, right? So, and it's not a augmented fourth. I talked about an augmented fourth. And the thing is that there is no diminished fourth because the major third would be a diminished fourth. And you could play a perfect fourth if you play the song Early One Morning the Sun. Okay. No, actually it doesn't do that because something like that. Early one morning the sun was shining. I was laying in bed. Okay. Alrighty. Love you guys, and we could just keep talking about this stuff forever. So and I really appreciate you stopping by. Okay. Every Sunday we talk about music, and every Thursday at the same time I'm just gonna play music, and but you can talk to me about it. Okay? Bye. Oh yeah, I have to